Welcome to the Crypt of Wax. Today we are talking Wode, Uncrossing the Fourth Keys, Mike. The fourth full length from British, as you found out today. Black metal.
Hang on, did you call it Uncrossing the Fourth Keys?
Uncrossing the Keys, the fourth full length.
No, you got it wrong.
Yes, the fourth full length from British black. I mean, it's in a black metal rapper, isn't it? But it's not just black metal, is it?
I don't really know what this is. Like, how do you? It feels like it to me. I thought it was best described as like blackened heavy metal.
I think that's probably the fairest point of entry for that. It's I feel with this record as well, because I really like their what was it called, their album before, Burning Many Mirrors or something like that.
It's like a worm thing in the middle.
It felt
No.
I can't remember the cover, but that one felt a bit more. I feel like they've gone a bit heavier in the heavy metal direction with this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, came out on $20 spin. I guess we'll go straight into it. Have you? Well, yeah. Okay. So if you are new here, what we do is we kind of just take a record and we don't talk about it off air. We just kind of bring it to here as a discussion. So I don't know how Mike felt about this. Mike, how do you feel about this record?
I don't know. I don't really know with this one. Like, I felt like every song had parts of it I really liked, and the other parts of it, there was a lot of kind of this. I don't want to say simple, but they were doing a lot of kind of simple chord structured, almost quite commercial sort of metal, mixed in with sort of darkness and like kind of intensity and interesting parts. It felt the songs felt like there was a lot going on. They were jumping around between a lot of stuff in there, and this might be this is I don't know what you think of this observation, but I felt like most of the songs, not all but most, had better second halves than they did first halves. Like I felt they would often make a change in the middle,
Yeah,
to play out the end, and I always preferred the back end of each song.
I actually can understand that take and somewhat agree, but that's not to say that I didn't enjoy the front end as well. I for me, yeah, because I was wondering how you'd take this record, because there is quite a lot of, not to say commercial, but there is a kind of a more mainstream sound to this record.
Do you know what I noticed, John, in there on the odd occasion?
What?
Bit of bounciness.
Did you?
Occasional bit of bounce.
I didn't get too much.
It's occasional bit of bounciness.
The opening riff was a tiny bit cheesy and bouncy, but I kind of overlooked it because I don't know, man. I really enjoyed this record. I think this one was one that kind of got better with each listen. Upon first listen, I found some of the tracks a little bit vanilla, but I think that was just because I hadn't fully like adjusted to the sound, and as the album went on, I think is when it kind of really grew into its own and really kind of made sense with what it was doing. I think the back end was way, I guess, kind of going to what you were saying, but on a broader picture.
No, I was going to say that as well. I agree. Yeah,
I think
the album, like the songs, got better towards the end.
Yeah, I think track 5 onward, really, I think each one was actually really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually thought all the songs were really good. I thought each one had like its own unique point to it, and I feel like there was a lot of variation within each song, but it still sounded coherent within their like Wode sound, which was quite good.
Yeah, it's sorry, I can hear something outside my house. I don't know what that is.
Being burgled.
Could be being burgled. Yeah, I completely agree with your point on that. And actually, I feel like every song, there was a moment in there that I was like, wow, this is really cool, or a change or something like that, or they bring in a part. So there wasn't any song that I listened to that I was like, I'm going to skip this.
Yeah.
because I always knew there was a part there was a part of it that if I say some of those like, do you know what I mean though? That the songs I feel like they would start off with them more. A lot of them would start off more melodically with more the hooks and a sort of a more simple structure, and then would change. And as you said, with multiple listens, first listen, it wasn't until I got to the back end of the album that I started to enjoy it. The first time, I was really jury's out on how I
Yeah,
kind of felt about this, and it took hearing the end of the album to then hearing it on the second time round for the first half to kind of know its place within the record. And
yeah,
I am still a little bit overall jury's out with the album. It wasn't an instant. It wasn't an instant enjoyment for me, but I agree with you that I've only listened a couple of times really as well, but it's got better. So I'm kind of hoping that I'll give this album more time going forward because I do think it will get better with each listen, and there'll be a point where I think it really clicks,
yeah.
and you really kind of buy into what they're doing.
I think it will, man, because that's exactly what happened to me. Like I did it a couple times on the day of release, and a couple more times this morning, and I had so much more fun with it this morning.
Yeah,
To the point where I actually kind of wanted to go back and just listen to like individual songs because
yeah.
I found them really good. One thing I want to touch on is the guitar playing, man. I think this is like a real. I think that's where this band shine. Personally, I think their heavy metal inspired riffs really like shine through. You got the kind of the dual lead moments,
Yeah.
but they have a really clever um, note selection and transition through their riffs that it doesn't. Although there's a lot to each component, there's a lot of components to each song. It doesn't feel massively disjointed, does it?
No, but there are a lot. Some of the songs, there was so many parts
Yeah,
to it. It was quite. I think it was one of the best songs on the album. I think it was "Lash of the Tyrant." There was so many sections, and you're right. They all worked with one another. But they they I was surprised at how quickly they shuffled through some of them, considering there was an almost proggy aspect to the band as well. You know.
yeah, there was that song was really cool, man. That song had I feel like that was one of the heaviest songs on the album that lent more into the kind of black metal approach, and I feel that there was like kind of
But again, that was the last half. If that was actually more the last half of the song,
yeah.
they made that change and went there. I often felt like it was like their mixture of light and darkness was almost like they would do a half a song a sort of more light kind of chord progressions and stuff, and then it would go dark for the second half.
Yeah, that's an interesting take because I didn't really notice that when writing it, like doing my notes, but like upon reflection, thinking about it, that is quite true. A lot of it did start with kind of that, yeah, more harmonic, more harmony
Yeah,
driven melody at the start, didn't it? Did you have a standout song, Mike?
yeah. The last song
Yeah,
is probably my favorite. Dashed on the
I thought
Rocks.
the song was incredible.
I did. It was really interesting. Like I often associate last songs and albums that they can very easily be filler.
Mm.
Um, and it was cool for me to hear the the last song being being the best on the album.
Yeah.
And I thought I don't want to say for me maybe by quite some way as well. I thought it stood out.
I'd say it was probably my favorite, but I don't know if I necessarily agree some way. I feel that I think there are a couple of really good songs, like you mentioned, "Lash of the Tyrant," and then you
Yeah.
had track 5, "Prisoner of the Moon." There was a riff in that around 2 minute 20 that had this like it was one of my favorite riffs on the record. It went real like
Oh,
heavy
was it the
metal with
Gallopy sort of Iron Maiden sort
yeah,
of one?
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Had
great.
an almost disco
Yeah.
beat over the top of it as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that they could just sort of throw that in there. Yeah, I think this band are they're really clever in that sense that they can just sort of mix up the styles and throw in like an Iron Maiden riff in and amongst the
Yeah.
kind of more black metal song. How did you feel about the penultimate song? It was quite almost shoegazy. It was like a little interlude.
It was. I mean, one thing I was pleased with this song is that they didn't try and do vocals over it
Yeah,
because it was so melodic and yeah, had that sort of shoegaze sort of chord sequence that I think his vocals over the top, which actually in general, I loved his vocals. I thought they were actually my highlight of the band.
Were they?
Um, yeah, and I think these are one of those bands that the singer would really set what they were. Like, because you could easily have someone who's just kind of doing like quite cheesy, like more melodic kind of rock, big rock metal vocals over this, and
Yeah.
it would fit with their sounds, but it wouldn't be of an interest to me. Whereas I feel like his voice, which was like really heavily reverberated, and kind of gave it this atmosphere, I thought kept it dark even during the light kind of sections.
Yeah, I think he was the kind of the glue in a way
Yeah,
to keep the kind of black metal theme almost going throughout.
yeah,
There wasn't much variety in the vocals, but I liked his
no.
delivery throughout. I thought it was
And
good.
when he went for hooks with it as well, there was quite a few instances when he was kind of doing vocal hooks with it,
Yeah.
and it suited it. It sounded good.
But I feel like the hooks were almost encouraged by the riffs,
Mm,
if that makes sense. Like I
yeah,
feel like the guitar writing and the melodies were so catchy.
they called for it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. But I think as a package, it worked really well. Same with the production. I thought the production was really good.
yeah,
It was big, but it wasn't overproduced. There
no,
was a kind of grittiness that ran through it, and I think that was kind of coming from the bass. The kind of bass tone was really nice.
yeah.
Uh,
And it kind of had an old school vibe to the production as well.
yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Really good production.
Lovely guitar tone.
Yeah, great guitar tone. Great guitar tone.
Yeah,
I think everything. I think they kind of nailed everything they set out to do. And I think I haven't done their first couple records, but I think I do actually prefer this to their last record. Um,
yeah.
if I
Are
think
they
about
big,
it,
John?
I don't know about their size. I mean, this came out on $20 spin, so I guess they'll get a bit of exposure from that. But I don't think they're necessarily massive. No.
Because there's something about they've got something in the sound which I think could appeal more to like a slightly more casual metal listener as opposed to someone who's kind of into that, the $20 spin kind of scene and stuff. Like I feel that there's stuff there that they could become a more popular
Do you
band.
think?
I don't want to necessarily say mainstream, but mainstream in a metal audience.
Interesting. I feel there's a still kind of underground quality to them where maybe that mainstream fan wouldn't necessarily take to it.
It's the vocalist, isn't it? Like, it's the vocal style they're going for. If he changed his style up and it became more melodic
But yeah,
or whatever, I think yeah.
yeah, but then that's asking a lot, isn't it, of the band to completely change their.
No, I don't want him to, but I'm just
No,
saying.
yeah,
I could, but I'm yeah, no, that's I feel like you can hear it in in the melody of the guitar playing and stuff as well. There's that aspect of it which reminds me of kind of bigger bands.
yeah. Well, I think they share band members with like other like more straight heavy metal bands. So there is that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think I saw one of the. Do you remember Beecher? Do you remember that band?
Beecher, yeah.
Yeah,
Is one of them in
apparently
Beecher?
one of them was in Beecher.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of them was in the Ergon Carousel, which was with Chris, who we know.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ah, so they've been around the scene for a while.
yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, they started in 2011, didn't they? So they've been going themselves a fair amount of
They
time.
have, yeah. Yeah, I feel like maybe this is more side. I don't know if this is a side project or if this is their main focus. But yeah, I think they share members with a few different bands that are kind of doing other things. I think one was in Heavy Sentence as well. But yeah, I think if you like your black metal, but with like a bit of heavy metal influence, kind of like Night. I'm trying to think of what other bands kind of
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I thought Night when I was listening to
trying
it.
to think what other kind of bands do that take. It escapes me at the minute, but yeah, like if you like black and heavy metal, I think this is 100% worth checking out. Even if you just like more straight black metal, this is probably worth checking out because there is some really cool moments within it. But yeah, let us know what you thought of it in the comments, and give a like and a subscribe if you got this far in the video, because we put out videos every Wednesday and Friday covering the latest metal releases. But we will catch you in the next one.